stair-step elimination process once again. We had 5 bowlers start the afternoon. This is the way things reached the point we're at now.
Right, Frank. It looked like Jay Robinson might go all the way. Defeated Bill Spigner 218 to 194. Defeated Tommy Baker 196 to 176. Then up jumped the devil, Dennis Lane. Defeated him 238 to 203.
You have got the leading money winner on your right-hand side right now. He's the man in charge.
He certainly is. He's a high qualifier this week. And Mark, with 16 games to go, you were 47 pins behind Dennis Lane. With 8 games to go, you were 370 ahead. What did you do?
Well, Dave, I came out Friday morning and I just slowed up my speed a little bit, and I created more area, and the more area I had, the better carry I had, and I won 6 out of 8 games, and that helped also.
Talk about courses for horses. He won here 2 years ago. It was his only win ever on the PBA Tour. I guess this has to be your favorite bowling center.
Yes, I really like bowling here in Portland, and I'm looking forward to the title match.
You are going up against the #1 man. Does that give you any more jitters?
Well, no, because I feel like I am bowling well now. Last time I bowled him on TV, he shot 279 at me, so I hope I can pay him back.
Last week, the young man who won it at the age of 19,
right.
Major tournament, Mike Albee. What happened to Mike?
Well, Mike had a bad week. He finished a disappointing 127th out of a field of 192.
It's interesting what can happen in a week's period of time.
Ups and downs on the PBA Tour.
Dennis Lane starts it rolling.
Boy, Dennis is really wound up. He shot that 238 the previous game against Jay, and he's going to try and keep that momentum going. Strong finish through that shot. Real high lift.
He had a string of 5 strikes in that last match. Mark Roth. He matches it.
Mr. Carryall, that time going a little bit high in the pocket, tripping out the 4-pin.
Mark was a little upset before the match today. His favorite pair of bowling shoes suddenly disappeared on him. And that, I guess that can be a little traumatic.
Right, the pair that he has on right now is a little bit older, and they're a little bit slippery.
19 career wins for Mark Roth. And 2 strikes in a row. He keeps this up. Whoever owns those shoes won't get them back.
You're right. Look at
his
power and the acceleration he has down through the bottom of that swing. Really rips that bowling ball when he comes through with that hand.
Dennis Lane, age 31, Kingsport, Tennessee. 6 years on the PBA Tour. Has won once. That was in Portland 2 years ago.
Great concentration on Dennis Lane.
And he got one more than he thought he'd get there.
Just doesn't want to turn over. Just almost makes it, but not quite. That's a great shot. I love that shot from back there.
Isn't that something? It's like a giant jaw coming down on top of those pins. Lane trying to convert. And picks up the spare in the second frame. Down 10 pins now to Mark Roth, one fellow you don't want to get behind.
That's exactly right.
Dennis had his all-time high series in Portland back in '76. He put together games of 300, 228, and 279, 807.
Well, this week he didn't do too badly. He had a 15-12 for 6 games.
That's not shabby.
252 average.
Oh, yeah.
But Mark Roth was right. He said the key to the match today is going to be lane 34, the right-hand lane.
Now, you would not describe him really as an orthodox bowler, would you? The way he cranks that ball when he releases it?
He's not orthodox, but he has a great swing and a lot of power, a lot of acceleration through that shot.
Mark Roth starts off with a turkey, stringing 3 straight together.
After we did that little interview at the opening there, Mark said, I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to get nervous. You know, watch Mark's ball. It goes way out and really punches the pin. Watch the 4-7 go straight back.
It's really got to fire you up to start off with 3 straight like that.
Oh, have your opponent down 20 pins after 3 frames. That's a nice shot.
That looks good. Oh, left the 7.
Well, no 300 today. Mark's had 15 wins since the start of 1977.
At one time, he made the finals 17 times in a row. Right now, he's working on a string of 6 straight finals. Dennis Lane, down by 19. Couple of strikes, though, could put him a pin up on Mark Roth. We're bowling in the 4th. In the groove, except for that solid 10.
Right, Dennis made an exceptionally good shot that time. The last frame on lane 34, threw the ball a little bit too harder. But you can see that ball really turned to the pocket, and the 6-pin just doesn't want to get out of there. Just laid over and let the 10-pin stand.
Picks up. The 10 gets his spare in the 4th.
We watched Dennis shoot the 10-pin that time. His right leg swung around and banged into the ball return, which is up close to the foul line this week.
Roth does that a lot, doesn't he, on his spare attempts?
Mark does it on his first ball on the right-hand lane here also.
It's a little hard on kick returns, isn't it? I mean ball returns.
A little hard on the ankle also.
Dennis Laney led this tournament during the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds this week. Little flat there.
Yeah, he left the washout, the 1-2-10. Just a little anxious to throw strikes, a little anxious to get that 20-pin margin down. Rush the line a little bit.
One thing I meant to ask him about in our opening interview, he's originally from a town called Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky. Have you been there?
I've never heard of Monkey's Eyebrow.
Sounds like somebody made it up.
This is about a 50% shot. He should make this. He's had enough practice today at it.
Well, the 50 went against him this time. So he opens in the 5th frame. Started out with a turkey. Spared in the 4th, now bowling in the 5th. I think he almost knew when he threw that it wasn't going to get there.
Right, he threw that one a little bit wide, and even though lane 34, or the right-hand lane, hooks more than 33, if you throw the ball too wide, it doesn't want to turn back to the pocket.
You two are neighbors, right? You live right close to each other in Jersey.
He lives right across the green from me.
That's close.
Got a strong putt.
Roth converts in the 5th. Take a look at the championship style here.
And see that foot come around, twist that ball real hard?
That's why he has all his thumb problems, because he twists it the way he does.
Right, he really jams those fingers and thumb into the ball.
Roth bowling in the 6th. Good action.
Boy, you bet. He really threw that ball well. You can see the pins reacted to it also.
So he keeps the heat on Dennis Lane. Lane is now down by 32 pins as he bowls in the 6th.
All right, Dennis is halfway through this game. He's got 5 frames left. And he's got to do it right now.
He had 3 279s this week. Really been bowling great.
Now there's the reaction of a lane 34, the right-hand lane. He went a little bit straighter that time. He was short twice in a row, and it didn't want to be short again. Went a little bit straighter, and the ball just took off.
Well, he had high hopes for this one.
Boy, and it went high also. You can see it really went right through the nose. Happy to get out of there with 9.
He covers it.
Dennis looks a little bit discouraged right now. He's not too happy the way he's throwing the ball.
Down 32 pins after bowling 6 frames.
You know, in all sports, it's like playing poker. You don't really want your opponent to know you're too upset with yourself. Just go out there, make your shots, turn around, come back.
There's a big psychological part to this game, isn't there?
Oh, you bet.
He won this title 2 years ago. He edged Tommy Hudson by 3 pins.
Move aside. There you go.
Oh, yeah. He went to his knees just about to get that last one. The Pan American Games. And if you want to see who represents the U.S. in the Olympics next year, be with us on CBS. Mark Roth in the 7th, leading by 32 pins. And going strong.
Right, and what he did with that strike right there in the 7th frame, which gave him a double, he's working at a 228 clip. The best Dennis Lane can do if he strikes all the way out is get 226. So what Dennis has to sit there and hope for is Mark to make a mistake.
There's one thing missing from the crown in this champion. The one jewel, I guess, is a major championship. Of 19 victories, he's never won one of the majors.
That's exactly right.
Here's another strike.
Boy, there goes another nail in the coffin.
That's his second triple. As he strikes in the 8th and now takes a tremendous 52-pin advantage. Take another look at it.
You can watch the power of Mark Roth's ball right here. Hits in almost a half pocket and just slashes the 10 out of there. Dennis has no choice but to strike out. He's got to go to the wall from here.
He needs nothing but strikes. And then some hope on top of that. Well, he's got his problems.
Right.
Bowling here in the 8th.
Very disgusted with himself on that shot. You can see his reaction there. Best he can do, Frank, is 206.
So it's beginning to look like the defending champion will repeat. Young man from Tennessee picks up his spare in the 8th frame. He started bowling at the age of 7 years old, averaged 96 pins his first year. I don't think I did that when I started, and it was considerably after that. In fact, there are days that I couldn't do that now.
I'll tell you, Dennis Lane, when he first came out on the tour, was not a very good player. And he has worked so hard on his game. And it shows up today. Tournaments like this. Dennis is now one of the better and more consistent players we have on the tour.
Again, leaving the 10. This week, Dennis bowled the highest 6-game block of his PBA career. He shot an average of 252 for the second round of qualifying. That is bowling, my friends.
Yeah, I had a 250 game this year.
One.
Talk about slumps. Ooh.
Gets the spare on the 9th. But it may be a case of too little, too late.
All right, Mark can get up here and strike in the 9th and 10th for a nice little 268.
That will win you a few tournaments.
Not too bad in the championship match.
He really banged the ball return that time.
Well, I tell you, he hit that thing so hard with his leg that time. Now just watch the headpin go to the wall and come back and clear everything out. There it goes, and here it comes again. Just clears everything out of that rack.
Roth working on a 4-bagger as he goes into the 10th now. And he is wanted. The rest is academic.
Well, that's 250-something. One more gives him 260-something.
He's got to be happy. His wife, Jackie, I know, is happy looking in back in New Jersey. Going to bring home a nice paycheck this week.
You know, when you bowl somebody for a title match and they're bowling as hot as Mark is now, or Earl Anthony was the last few years, it really puts a lot of heat on you. You just know you cannot make that mistake.